Buffalo Plus, your interactive look at the week in football, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a spontaneous Thursday short edition of Buffalo Plus Live. Dan Fetes here in studio. I'm pretending to be the host. That's what I'm trying to do, because our actual host is next to Mike Catalana. That's Jenna Cottrell. They are at Foxborough. Hey, guys, I want to ask, first of all, how's the weather there?
How's the weather? How would you describe it?
Can you tell by my hair? It's a little windy out here. It's cold. We're very cold.
Can you tell by my hair? I think it's good. By the way, we want everybody to get excited for us here. How about this? How about this? Perfect timing for the jackets. Dan, it is cold. It's windy. But, Jenna, we know what it was like a year ago in Orchard Park. That was wind that so severely impacted the game.
Yes.
I mean, it's windy tonight, but I don't think it's going to impact it that much.
I agree. I think that game was, the elements were the story of that game, just because of how intense everything was. Down here, yes, it is windy, but it's not the super strong wind, the gusts that we've seen. So I don't expect that to affect the game in that way. But in terms of the players, you can see them behind us getting warmed up, and they're going to have to, because my hamstrings feel tight on the sidelines.
Yeah, that part is, they deal with this all the time, Dan. This is the weather.
Yeah.
And for the Bills, this is the weather they're going to be playing in most of the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
The Miami game is at home. The Jets game, they go to Cincinnati. So it's going to be cold weather the way through.
Josh Allen always said before that really cold game, he's got to keep those suckers warm. He's got to keep his toes warm. So that'll be something to monitor tonight as well, guys. And obviously the big news of the day today, Von Miller, the team placing him on IR. That means he is out at least the next 4 games. That puts him out through Christmas and the Bears game. Your impression of it, because Von was on his Von cast on Tuesday and pretty much said, it wasn't the best news, but it wasn't the worst news, and that he was hoping that after 7 to 10 days with the swelling going down, he would hope to play next week against the Jets. That's not the case anymore, is it, guys?
Yeah. Look, Von's great. Von talks a lot. He talks more than I do.
Oh.
That's fair.
Right. Well, it's close, right? So I would say this. Once they know he's out 2-3+ weeks, they're going to just say, use the roster spot, sit him out for, get him ready for the stretch run. I said to you guys when he got hurt, I think you agreed at that moment, if they got him back for the playoffs, they should be happy, right?
A big picture, I think about it, and I say the fact that there's the possibility he's coming back, and for the most important time of the season, okay, that is something that's encouraging. Obviously, the fact that he's going to be out and on IR, I mean, we were thinking maybe he would be back. Obviously, that's not the case, but I think when you look at it and zoom out, you say, all right, it looks like worst case scenario has been avoided.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how things progress, but they'll have him back. But again, this is going to be a tough stretch, and we know how much of an impact he makes on that defense.
Yeah, the other guys got to step up tonight, Dan. They get Rousseau back. You've got Basham. You've got A.J. Epinesa. Those guys got to do something, right? Somebody's got to step up. Ed Oliver did it last week.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Week, outstanding, right? Somebody else has got to step up on that D-line.
Yeah, and they're going to have opportunities because the Patriots are already without one of their starting tackles, and then another one of theirs was listed as questionable with an illness today. So there will be opportunities to disrupt this passing attack for however much it is, guys. But what is the big key that you see heading into tonight? It seemed like people want to know, obviously we talked about the elements and all the weather, but what's your big key for this game, Mike?
Go ahead. I know what it is.
No turnovers.
Turnovers. Look, when the Bills turn it over, they become a mortal offense. They become like most of the league. When they don't turn it over, they can dominate games. Josh Allen had a problem with turnovers. We all know it. He's given the ball away, especially in the red zone. When he doesn't turn it over, they're going to move the ball. They're going to score points. And I think that's the difference, right? If you limit or eliminate the turnovers, the Bills are going to win the game.
And we've seen him play better in these last weeks, but obviously there was a stretch there where it was like, what is going on? Now, here's something to know as well. This week, Josh Allen was full participant in practice.
Yep.
I think that shows maybe his UCL, that injury is continuing to progress. Again, that's an encouraging sign, but when you look at it, the turnovers have killed this team. When they lose, it's because they have bad turnovers. So they got to eliminate that and clean that up, and I think that's something that you'll see going forward.
Yeah, and Dan, the other thing is, I don't know what New England gets out of their offense. This past week, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They scored some points, and Mac threw the ball, but they also gave up 300 yards passing, and Minnesota ends up winning the game. That game appears to be an aberration to what they've done. They have not thrown the ball well. They have not been an explosive offense. So was that the start of something different for Mac, and maybe he's more comfortable again with all the changes they've made? I guess we're going to find out tonight, because I think if you're the Patriots, you've got to score, I would say, mid-20s to beat the Bills. Yeah. Can they do it against the Bills defense? We'll see tonight.
You guys make two good points there. I do want to mention the comments that are coming in. People are stunned that I'm wearing a tie. That they are shocked that I don't wear a hoodie every single time we do this show. I just got off the desk doing the 6 o'clock, Jenna.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, we can't see you. Yeah. But I just assumed that you were wearing a hoodie.
In spirit, you're wearing a hoodie and a sport coat.
Yes.
I got the hoodie for you tonight, then, Dan. I'm wearing the hoodie tonight.
Jenna, you made a point.
Hey, Dan, the other thing I wanted to mention.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead. I was going to say the other thing I wanted to mention when I was looking over the Patriots' schedule this year, and look, they're right in it. They win this game, they're right behind the Bills. But when I look at the quarterbacks they have beaten and the quarterbacks they've lost to, basically when you look down the list, Lamar Jackson they lost to, Tua they lost to, Aaron Rodgers they lost to, Justin Fields, who played great in that game, they lost to. And the guys they've beaten, they beat Zach Wilson a couple of times.
Sam
Ellinger. They beat Jared Goff. The good quarterbacks they lost to, the bad quarterbacks they beat. Again, I'm not saying they can't beat the Bills. I'm saying it's kind of who they are right now. They're an average team that needs to play up in order to beat the Bills.
The one key I'm looking at, and Jenna mentioned it, the fact that Josh had 10 rushing attempts against the Lions on Thanksgiving. I think that is a massive part of this game. We have talked at length about how nothing seems easy for this offense right now, and Josh can take some of that burden away by using his legs. And it felt like for 2 weeks in a row, he was scared to use his legs. So I think that's a big part into this game. Go ahead, Jenna.
No, I completely agree with you. And to build off of what Mike was saying about those quarterbacks that you named that had beaten the Patriots, those are mobile guys. Those are guys that are able to use their legs. The Justin Fields, the Lamars of the world. That's something that makes this team so dynamic with Josh Allen. I mean, let's be real. His athleticism is off the charts. If he's a fully healthy guy, fully healthy with that arm, that just brings this offense up another level and what's expected of the team as well. So that's something definitely to look out for.
Yeah, and Dan, I really think I mentioned that he was a full go, and Jenna said at practice, and his arm feeling better, the elbow. I think it impacted him running the ball. I don't think he did.
Agree.
And he must have felt better in Detroit. Must have been, the turkey for Thanksgiving, whatever it was, got him going. And when he runs, he can destroy teams with his legs. He just can. Not only does he frustrate them, but he can get big chunks of yardage. He can get to the end zone, and it opens everything else up.
Yeah, and he used his legs the last time. The last 2 times he's really played the Patriots. He's pretty much dominated New England his last 4 games. Mike, you talked about it in our newscast that he's had 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Bills are 3-1 in those last 4 games. And a big reason why, like you said, is using his legs. And it's something that I think is more important in this game than any other game really this season. And it's for 2 reasons. One, it's a big game. And we know that Josh sometimes gets overly hyped in these games. And he has said that getting hit a couple times settles him down. And the Patriots will play a lot of man-to-man defense, which means fewer eyes on Josh. So, now is the time to take off more. And he rushed 6 times in the playoff game. He rushed 12 times in the game before that. If you're following Uncle Dan's best bets, I'm hitting 56% on the season. No big deal. But I like Josh Allen in the over 7.5 rushing attempts today, because I think that this will be a big part, especially with an offensive line that is without Deion Dawkins, guys.
Yeah, good point about Dawkins not being there. David Quessenberry, I got to tell you, it worries me. I don't think he's been strong, and he's got to play that left side tonight. But it's funny you mentioned that man-to-man defense and Josh running. So Bill Belichick does a show every week here It's funny, when you watch him in the news conferences, he mumbles, he doesn't say much. But when he's diagramming plays, he's outstanding. Obviously, he knows what he's talking about. And he diagrammed a play with Josh Allen, noticing his man coverage, making changes at the line, and running for that touchdown. I believe it was against the Jets. And he takes off to the end zone. And it's what Josh does. So obviously the Patriots are aware of that too. Honestly, I think you're right, Dan. I think that is a huge part of what they do tonight. Is when those circumstances call for it, he takes off. Now, Jenna, he also talked this week about, sliding and when to do that.
Yeah.
Josh is great at a lot of things. He's not good at sliding. He's not good at even getting into a slide. He needs to do that every once in a while.
I mean, absolutely. He knows it. The fans are screaming for him to do it. I think that's... Here's the thing. It's part of who Josh Allen is. His athleticism, his just ability to kind of gauge all that
Patrick
stuff.
Mahomes is a lot of those things, and he knows how to slide.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's something that Allen needs to work on.
Yeah.
I think he knows he does. He needs to actually do it now.
Yeah. Get down, get out of the way.
Yeah.
It was against New England a few years ago when he got hurt and ended up with that concussion.
Yeah.
One other guy that I'm really looking at, it's another one of my bets I have for tonight, but it's another guy that I think needs to step up because we know that Belichick will try and take away your best player.
Dan, are you sure you need us in the show? I just wanted to make sure. You got a lot of best bets.
Yeah, I'm just saying, 56%. I've given out free money.
Best bets is on a roll.
I'm just trying to.
Best bets is on a roll. Seriously.
We think that Belichick will do everything he can to take away Stephon Diggs in this one. And with no Deion Dawkins, you would think that Ken Dorsey would have to drop some more quicker pass plays. I think Dawson Knox has got to be a factor in this game tonight, guys. I think he has to provide that safety net and somebody to catch the intermediate passes of that 5 to 7 range. He has been up and down this season, and it just feels like this is a game that he may need to have, like he did against Minnesota, seven plus catches.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we've been waiting for that. We know. It's not just the quick passing game without Deion. It's keeping Knox in to help protect that has been an issue really all year. I think they've used him more that way. I'm going to make a prediction here, right? I'm going to try to do a little reverse prediction. I've been saying for 3 weeks, Nyheim Hines needs to be part of the game plan. Get him out there. So what I'm going to say this week is, no way, don't put Hines on the field.
Amazing.
You don't want to see him at all in the offense. Why bring the guy in and then use him? Don't use him. You don't need a fast, dynamic running back to help your offense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm putting out there for Ken Dorsey, because I've tried the other way and they haven't found a way to use him on offense.
We were even joking, is this like a slow play for the playoffs that they're not going to have Nyheim Hines in the lineup and kind of use him as like a secret wrinkle? But I think you're right. And I also do say Dawson Knox, look, he had that beautiful game-winning catch in Kansas City, but he's got to contribute more to this offense and be a part of that. And I could see tonight being that, because remember last year when I think about when the Bills played in New England and Isaiah McKenzie kind of had that breakout game. I'm kind of expect another guy to be that because of the way the coverage will be on Diggs. Look, Diggs has been phenomenal all season long, but you need another guy to step up as well.
Hey, McKenzie got more targets last week. If they can get him more involved in the offense. Obviously, he sort of snuck up on the Patriots in that game because he was playing for Beasley. But that's another guy, a guy with speed, a guy who can do some different things that they'll try to get the ball to. But not that Hines guy. Why? You only brought him in. You only made a trade for him. Why use him?
It's funny you bring up Cole Beasley, because I was spent most of the day in Twitter fights arguing that Cole Beasley is somebody told me that Cole Beasley made Josh Allen, and somebody said that that's why the Bills' offense is struggling this year is because of Cole Beasley.
We can't leave him alone for a couple of days.
Seriously.
He's fighting with people.
I was going to say, we leave for a day, and Dan's getting into Twitter battles.
Yes. It's so unlike you to go after people like that.
Totally. The inactives did just come out. As we wrap up, we'll talk about this.
Okay, what do you got?
We'll give our picks. John Brown is active, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. Kyer Elam inactive, along with Deion Dawkins, as we expected. So, hopefully that means more for Trey White. I would imagine that you can't have him on some kind of a pitch count if you're going to deactivate another corner, right, Mike?
Yeah. Dan, let me tell you, I had a feeling about this. I think with Trey, ramping him up a little bit was also a bit of a test. Get him on the field, see how he reacts, see how he is the next day, and go forward. I don't think it's going to be 15 plays to 20 plays to 25 plays. I think it's 15 plays last week, 45 plus this week. I think he's healthy, and I think he feels better after that week and then full practices. I think we're going to see a lot of Trey White tonight.
I don't know.
I think they need him out there.
I mean, I think they absolutely need him out there. Excuse me. I feel like their approach has been so steady about what they want to do with him. I think he got that taste like you talked about last week. I see him playing more, absolutely. But maybe it's me. I feel like he'll play a half. I don't expect
So this isn't part of Dan's best bets, but I'm going to set the under-over on snaps on defense with Trey at 40, and I'm going to take the over.
Okay. I'm going to take the under.
Jenna's taking the under. Dan's best bets, where would you go with that?
I definitely like the over. I think he's going to have to. Obviously, we didn't even mention it. Christian Benford's also out. He got injured in the other game. So you're already down 2 starting corners there. I really think you need Trey to be that guy that's going to play 80 to 90% of the snaps. All right, we'll wrap up here soon. Guys, go ahead.
I hope that you guys are right, because the Bills need him to be out there.
Well, we usually are.
But that being said, I'm curious to see how things will go. I can't hear. What's he saying?
He said we usually are.
Oh. No comment.
All right, real quick.
Boy, it's so rare to Jenna not comment.
Yeah, guys, real quick, give your picks before we sign off. Again, everybody that's watching, thank you so much. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Mike, your pick and prediction.
And get other people to subscribe. Here's what I'm going to predict. First of all, by the end of this weekend, we're over 20,000 subscribers. Jenna, go ahead with your pick.
All right, I have the Bills winning this game. I think Josh Allen reduces the turnovers like we talked about, that being a huge part of the game. I have the Bills winning this one 24-17. I think it's one of those games where the Bills are in control the whole time. Maybe it's a who cares touchdown later on. The Bills should win this game. I want to see that running game continue to kind of blossom. We saw that last year as well. I have Allen and Buffalo winning this one and picking up their first divisional win of the season, which we know is huge as we're now in December.
Massive game for both teams, for the Patriots to really keep themselves in the running there and stay in a shot for the playoffs. For the Bills, you got to win this game if you want to win the division. 0-2, as Jenna said. I think they get the offense going tonight. I think it's close for a while, but I've got the Bills winning it 30-17.
I just wanted to add something. The reason this game might be a close game is because of the way the last meeting went. When the Bills in the playoffs embarrassed the Patriots, when you're walking around the stadium, you saw the Bills-Lions game on the TV. Look, this is a team that obviously is not as talented in terms of the Patriots as we've seen in the past. But you know Bill Belichick has his guys motivated, and especially how last year ended for them.
Yeah. They embarrassed Belichick. 2 games without a punt for maybe one of the great defensive minds in the history of the league. He had never had that happen, and Josh Allen and the Bills did it twice, including the playoffs, in maybe as close to a perfect offensive game as a team can play. That's not the norm against anybody, let alone Bill Belichick. And I had a talk with him before the game.
Tried to do it my best.
Dan, what do you got?
Andy Larson is commenting in. I like his prediction. He has it 24-20 to the Bills. I'll say 27-20, but I think this game is a little bit more lower scoring than we're maybe accustomed to seeing out of the Bills this week. But I think this really does come down to, can they protect Josh Allen? And what does he do with his legs to beat New England? So also, one last thing before you guys go. There's somebody in the comments and their account name or their username is Holding Fates Accountable. That's where we're at, guys. I just want that on the record.
Wow. Dan, you've moved up a whole nother notch. You have people creating accounts just to come after you.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I've made it. Guys, it's official. We've made it.
That's it. It is official. Hey, we're going to have our post-game story here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. If you're up late tonight, go ahead and watch it. The audio podcast ready for the morning. Buffalo Plus all the time. We thank everybody for watching.
Yeah, really appreciate it. We're up to almost 450 people watching right now. So again, all of you, tell your friends, family, tune in. More coverage on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel after the game. For Mike and Jenna in Foxborough, Dan Fetes here in studio. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.